Give it a go. Welcome to Humanities Montana's virtual Montana Conversations program. Today we are featuring Montana's former Poet Laureate, Tami Haaland, for our series Shelter in Poetry. Tami, you were Poet Laureate from 2013 to 2015. How are you turning to poetry now?
You know, poetry is sort of the constant undercurrent of my life. And so certain things surface. Sometimes they surface by rhythm first. And I've actually been exploring that idea as I'm writing, the way that lines come to mind. But there are certain poems that I think are really relevant right now. Poems, you know, and I think that differs for all of us. Poems that we may have known for a very long time that speak to us in this moment. I guess my disposition is such that I see in this time period, difficult as it may be, opportunity for growth and opportunity for us to rethink kind of where we are and what we're doing.
Do you have a poem that you could share with us?
Yeah, I would love to share a poem by Naomi Shihab Nye. And this is from a book. I'm just going to hold this book up. It's this lovely book called Healing the Divide. It came out, about a year ago. And it's full of poems that I guess allow us to see hope in the world. So this is called Shoulders. A man crosses the street in rain, stepping gently, looking to north and south, because his son is asleep on his shoulder. No car must splash him, no car drive too near to his shadow. This man carries the world's most sensitive cargo, but he's not marked. Nowhere does his jacket say, fragile, handle with care. His ears fill up with breathing. He hears the hum of a boy's dream deep inside him. We're not going to be able to live in this world if we're not willing to do what he's doing with one another. The road will only be wide. The rain will never stop falling.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Isn't that? Yeah.
I got to meet Naomi a few years ago, and she's just such an amazing, generous person and very wise with her simple stories.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
We're lucky to have her in the world, aren't we?
Do you have a poem of your own that you could share with us?
This is a poem called Deer on Crazy Creek, and it was inspired by a place called Crazy Creek up on the Beartooth Plateau. And in this poem, there's a character who appears, Yellow Woman is her name, and she's from a Leslie Marmon Silko story. She is, she's going about her day, and this man comes up on a horse, and she gets on, and they go into the mountains, and she realizes at some point that she's has arrived in a kind of otherworldly place, kind of a half mythic place. And then eventually in the story she does return, but the landscape was such that I thought immediately of her when I was walking through. And so she made an appearance. And then when I say you in this story, I actually am addressing the deer that I encountered on Crazy Creek. Along the trail, I think how risky the venture, the signs that say don't go alone into bear country. I can see miles except in aspen. Walking uphill in sage, I think of Yellow Woman, of the stranger who finds her and takes her into another life. It's after that, after coming from a grove of trees, I climb on a huge split boulder and watch an ant navigate a forest of lichens. When I raise my eyes to the horizon, I see you, the way you hold your head, ambling along the trail, the sway of your body on this path made long before humans managed and made this place. You are doing what we do, head down, step ahead, step ahead. When you look up and I begin to speak, you stop, deciding whether to bolt or continue, a turn for us both. I wonder, do your thoughts go to the bear at the edge of the mind, the long trail with golden butterflies on sage, flies that chase and bite? Do you understand what calls and calls again from the aspen horizon?
Well, thank you for helping us shelter in poetry while we shelter in place.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.